What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Blu-ray Bandit, back once again with another pawn shop haul video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your best shot at a free digital code. Let's see what I can find. I hit 2 pawn shops. Let's see what I found. This was a Cash America. I paid $19.35 for 9 titles, which brings them out to $2.15 each. First up, we have The Dictator, starring Sacha Baron Cohen. This is the banned and unrated version, the version you couldn't see in theaters. I've seen this movie. I did not see the banned and unrated version. I saw the version in theaters because that's the last time I saw this movie. I do enjoy Sacha Baron Cohen, but I think I prefer his more documentary style, pseudo-documentary, like the Borat movies or Bruno, those types of things, his TV show. This is more in the vein of his first movie, the Ali G movie, where it's a narrative movie. He's playing a character and everybody else in the film is in on it. I don't have particularly strong memories of this movie, good or bad, but I rarely see it on the shelves, so I decided to pick it up. It's not exactly worth a whole lot, about $4 on eBay. For now, I'm going to keep it, put it on the shelf, hopefully give it a rewatch someday, and maybe I'll resell it eventually. I don't know. But for now, keeping it. A Million Ways to Die in the West, with slipcover. This is another comedy that I have not seen since the theater. This is from the guy who brought you Ted. Once again, the unrated version, although in small text it says also includes the theatrical version. This case is a little sticky. I don't know why. Hopefully nobody did anything untoward with it. The slipcase is in decent condition. Another movie that I don't remember much about. Yeah, there we go. There's more. There's just kind of gunk on it. I'll probably give this case a bath, and if for some reason that doesn't help, then I'll probably just replace the case. Yeah, I bought this because I don't remember much about it, and thought maybe it might be a fun rewatch. I will probably resell it in the end because I don't remember having a super strong opinion on it the first go around. It catches about $6 on eBay, so it will easily pay for itself and maybe another title or two that I'd rather keep. The Need for Speed, starring Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad fame. This is a movie that I've never seen. It's a complete blind buy. It's scanned at about $6 on eBay. So I'm going to give it a watch and decide its fate after I've been able to view it. It looks like it's a former rental copy. I'll have to remove that one way or the other. Yeah, I remember this movie being widely panned at the time of release, kind of as a Fast and Furious knockoff. I know it's based on a video game, so it might just be another in a long line of awful video game adaptions, but I figured I'd give it a shot. Why not? In Bruges, starring Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ralph Fiennes. This is a movie I've seen once and I know is really highly regarded, and I didn't care for when I watched it. Now, it's possible that I just wasn't in the right frame of mind or I didn't pay enough attention to the movie. I don't know, but it's one of those titles that I definitely need to revisit because over time, after I watched it, I've just heard more and more praise thrown in the direction of this movie. So I feel like I missed something. I feel like I definitely missed something the first go around. This is a title I rarely see out in the wild. It's scanned at $6 on eBay. So it's a good pickup, even if I decide not to keep it. I'm pretty sure there's a 4K of this coming. Not sure if that's getting a US release, but I'm pretty sure the 4K is on its way one way or another. It'll have to be a heck of a film on rewatch for me to invest in the upgrade. But for now, adding this one to the shelf. This is the Wall Street double feature, containing both of the Wall Street films, including the original 80s Wall Street and the fairly recent Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. For those who have watched the channel for a while, you know that I'm kind of low-key collecting all of Oliver Stone's movies. I'm not exactly hunting them down one by one, but as I come across them in the wild, even if they're not my favorite, I will pick them up and add them to the Oliver Stone collection. I already have a copy of Wall Street, but did not have a copy of Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. Although in Orlando, you can find the sequel at just about any pawn shop if you need a copy. I kind of consistently pass them up because I know anytime I would need a copy of that, it's fairly available. But yeah, I found this nice collection 2-pack, this nice space saver. I went ahead and grabbed it. I'm going to be selling my copy of the original Wall Street and replacing it with this collection copy. It scanned at about $7 on eBay. I'm guessing I'll get about half of that back when I sell my original Wall Street. And in the meantime, I get to add a title to the collection. This is the 300 double feature featuring the original film and 300 Rise of an Empire. This is a collection that I already own. I know 300, the original film, has been released on 4K. I want to make that upgrade eventually, but for now, I just kind of have this Blu-ray collection. So this is a double for me, an extra copy. It scans at about $7 on eBay. I might decide to sell it there, or I might just add it to my ever-growing stack of titles that I'm going to give away when I hit 1,000 subscribers. This is your reminder that if you have not subscribed, please do so. Once we hit 1,000, I have a giant stack of physical media that I will be giving away to subscribers when we hit that magical 4 numbers that equal to 1,000. This potentially will be one of those titles. Every title I'm giving away will be some kind of collection. Probably the grand prize right now is the Jurassic Park 5 movie collection in 4K, brand new and sealed. But there will be many other titles. I'm planning maybe 10 to a dozen titles that I will be giving away to individual winners. If you have not done so, please subscribe. This one right now, I think is going to go in that stack. And if I get other better titles to give away, maybe I'll put it up for resale. I don't know. It's either going there or up on eBay. This is Stealing Harvard, starring Tom Green, Jason Lee, Megan Mullally, and Dennis Farina. This is kind of a teen comedy of sorts, although none of these people were in their teens when they made this movie. This case looks awful. I mean, it's just an old, beat-up case. You can see how wavy it is. It all looks kind of fairly muted. I thought maybe this title had been sun-damaged, like the insert itself, but I think this is actually just the printing. Like, it's like a peachy printing, and it's very muted, I would say. The side, I don't know, it looks dingy, but I actually think it's mostly the case. I'm going to replace this old snap case and see if that revives it a little bit. Luckily, I'm not planning on reselling this. I enjoy Stealing Harvard. It's been a while since I've seen it, so we'll see if it holds up. I enjoy just about any movie that Tom Green was in those early days when he was kind of in bigger budget Hollywood fare. He's a silly guy, one of my favorite comedians. I really wish they'd put Freddy Got Fingered out on Blu-ray, or even better, 4K. I mean, who doesn't want a 4K version of Freddy Got Fingered? I definitely do. This scanned at about $8 on eBay, and I'm going to add it to the shelf. And here we have Knockaround Guys, starring Vin Diesel, Seth Green, Barry Pepper, Dennis Hopper, and John Malkovich. This is definitely a lesser-known Vin Diesel movie, which is probably why it scanned at about $16 on eBay. This is the Canadian import. You can tell by the spine. There's the title Knockaround Guys, and there's Knockaround Guys in French. Yeah, I'm curious to know if this was ever released in the US. Maybe that's why it runs about $16. I could not tell you. I also couldn't tell you if I've ever seen this movie. It definitely feels like a movie I should have seen by now. Oh, this one has the reversible case, it looks like. Yeah, if you want the French version, you just reverse the insert, and then you've got French on the front. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm either going to give this a first-time watch or a rewatch. We'll see when I get about 10 minutes into the movie. It's going to have to be a heck of a movie for me to decide to keep it, because $16 will pay for a lot of the titles in this haul that I'd rather keep, but we'll see in the end. And finally, for this pawn shop, we've got Vulver, starring Penelope Cruz, directed by Pedro Almodovar. This is a movie I have not seen, but I do know Pedro Almodovar is kind of a niche filmmaker. This is a title I've never seen out in the wild, and knowing that Almodovar is a niche director, I picked it up and gave it a scan. Its value on eBay is roughly $17. It's also a Blu-ray that was released in 2007, so this was released in the very early days of Blu-ray. When you're evaluating titles in the wild, look for things that you don't regularly see in a pawn shop or thrift store. If it's got kind of these older, thinner cases, take a look at the filmmaker, Maybe that'll give you some clues as to whether it's worth scanning or not. Also, it helps to look at the date that it was released. If you're pre-2010s and it's a title you don't see often, I would give it a scan. I think it's worth the time investment for a scan. They're not always going to hit high, but sometimes they do, even if it's a movie that's not completely in your wheelhouse. I've only seen a few Pedro Almodovar movies, and the ones I've seen I enjoyed. I'll probably give this one a watch and then resell it on eBay. I doubt this one will land in the keeper pile long term, especially at a $17 value. But it was a fun one to come across at the pawn shop. Speaking of pawn shops, I went to another one. This was a La Familia that I paid $21.31 at for 11 titles, bringing the per title average out to $1.93 each. First up is Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Now, at this pawn shop, there are 11 titles and they are all kids movies. And I don't typically buy kids movies because a lot of times the cases are super banged up. They're typically not really worth very much, I would say. But at this particular pawn shop, it seems like some adult owner of kids movies had dumped quite a few. Most of them were not worth much, but with a little bit of scanning, I found some gems for sure. This happens to be one of the ones that is not worth much. This scanned on eBay for about $3. I picked it up because it's in pretty much pristine condition, and it's a Tim Burton movie. It's not one of my favorite Tim Burton movies, that's for sure. In fact, it might be one of my least favorite. But regardless, Tim Burton is another director that I'm kind of low-key, slowly collecting all of his titles, good or bad, and this happens to be one of them, and thus, I must own it, and now I do. From a movie I don't love to one that I do, Iron Giant. A Brad Bird film, director of the Incredibles movies, amongst others. Yeah, I love this animated movie. It is awesome. If you've never seen it, it's a non-Disney movie, but it's one of the last great 2D animated movies, which sadly is rapidly becoming a lost art form when it comes to big screen movie releases. This is the signature edition, billed as an instant classic, and I would tend to agree. I absolutely love this movie. It scans at about $6 on eBay. I already own it, so I'm going to be flipping it to some other lucky owner. Frankenweenie with slipcover. This is another Tim Burton movie that I needed to add to the collection, and a movie I've never seen before. I'm looking forward to my first time watch. I know it's based on a short film that Tim Burton made before he became a feature-length filmmaker. I remember this movie coming out, and I don't remember hearing much about it. Not sure if it's good or not, if it's just only for fans. I have no clue. There's a little bit of writing there up in the top corner. I'll have to remove that, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I bought this to add it to the Tim Burton collection, and because I'm going to get a first-time watch out of it, which is a rarity when I buy Blu-rays. Blu-rays that I plan on adding to the collection, I've normally already seen before, but since I haven't seen every movie that Tim Burton has made, Frankenweenie included, I get the benefit of a first-time watch and an addition to the Tim Burton collection. And here we go, Dumbo. So this only scanned $7 on eBay, but it's one of my favorite Disney movies. And I don't typically buy Disney movies on Blu-ray just because they are all available on Disney Plus for the most part. But I do know that Dumbo has recently caused a bit of a stir for some of its less politically correct scenes. And I believe they added some kind of warning title card at the front of the film. And they've also hidden it behind the parental controls so that kids can't get to it unless their parents approve. So yeah, I don't know how long Dumbo is going to last on the service. So I figured here's a copy in front of me. It scans at $7 on eBay. So if I ever decide to sell it, it'll probably get its money back at minimum. Meanwhile, I get to have one of my favorite Disney movies on the shelf as a representation of my personal movie tastes. And if the worst happens and they remove it from Disney Plus in the long run, I've got my own copy. Here's a movie that might not necessarily be for kids, but it is animated, much like most of these. This is Neza, Choose Your Destiny. I know absolutely nothing about what this is, but it's scanned at about $8. So I figured there's going to be a lot of keepers in this pawn shop haul, and so I needed a title that had value that I actually wanted to flip, and this was the perfect candidate. If you know what this is and think I should give it a watch before I resell it, let me know. I'm not too into anime, Like there's some Miyazaki films that I enjoy, certainly Akira, Fist of the North Star, some of the 90s theatrical runtime animes I've seen and enjoy. Ninja Scroll, those types of movies. But I definitely don't keep up with the anime space. But I'm not against it if somebody has a strong recommendation. As it sits right now, though, Neza is going on eBay. Here we've got another Disney title. This is the New Groove double feature 2-movie collection. You got the original Emperor's New Groove and the direct-to-video sequel, Kronk's New Groove. I've never seen Kronk's New Groove, and I'm not sure I need to. I mean, I enjoy Emperor's New Groove, but it's not a movie that I revisit on a regular basis. If you've seen the sequel, Kronk's New Groove, let me know if it's worth my time. This scanned at $11 on eBay, so I'm definitely going to flip it. It's not necessarily something that I need to leave on my shelf. But yeah, case is perfect. Discs are perfect. This one's a flip. Yet another classic Disney movie. This is Disney's Peter Pan with flawless slipcover. A movie I quite enjoy, although I have not seen in a long, long time. This is yet another one I need to give a rewatch. I'm going to flip this version, though, because at any point, if I wanted to rewatch this, I could just load up Disney+. I hate to be that guy, but I have limited shelf space, and as awesome as I think it would be to have all the Disney movies in a row on my shelf, as it stands right now, it's just not necessary, unfortunately. This one also scanned at $11, so I bought it to flip it to help pay for some of the other titles I plan on keeping. And finally, we've got the Santa Claus 3-movie collection. This is a Disney Movie Club exclusive, so I'm assuming that means it was not sold in stores, possibly, although it does have a UPC code, which is interesting. Yeah, the Santa Claus movies, don't remember much about them. I mean, Tim Allen's fine. I'm sure these movies are fine, but I don't have any particular strong love for them. The slip case is flawless, so is the Blu-ray case. There you got the original Santa Claus 2, Santa Claus 3, as well as all 3 movies on DVD as well. This collection scanned at $16 on eBay. As I don't really care about the Santa Claus movies, I'm going to flip it. All right, 20 titles, total of $40.65 with a per title average of $2.03 each, with an estimated value of $146. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your best shot at a free digital code. Tonight, we dine in hell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye.